Hi there, Libra. This is your monthly reading for the month of December 2015. Happy holidays. I hope everything is going your way and you're off to a wonderful, glittery start to some of the best holiday times of the year. The card that we start off with is the atmosphere of the King of Pentacles. So finances could be on your mind. Some of you may be speaking to stockbrokers, CPAs, and other people to help you organize your finances. And if you're the group that says, Rita, I don't have two nickels to rub together, so that's not me. Absolutely it is. It still is talking about you defining what your finances are, what they mean to you, how you're going to get those dollars to stretch much further than usual, only because you're being prudent about it. This is a time of year that people go absolutely crazy. They spend money they don't have. They charge it all up on their credit cards. They don't realize that it's okay and well enough to buy presents for the people closest to you. And you always need to make sure that you know that you're coming from the spirit of giving because you love people, not because you need to buy their love. With that said, we need to remember even having credit cards and credit lines available, that we need to remember that some things could happen. Like, look, it could be a vehicle that takes a dump, and it could be a refrigerator or other major appliance that takes another dump. And with that said, that's really where we get the best use of credit and other lines of credit, in that sometimes it happens, like, my son actually was the person who put the right tires finally on my Jeep because the wrong tires had been on there for so long. And if it hadn't been for his line of credit, it would have been impossible to get, almost $1,000 worth of tires on that vehicle. And the time of the year where we're at right now, where the snow's on the ground and the ice is black, let me tell you something. If you don't have the right tires, you're going to have some problems. So with that said, these are the things that we use credit for. And of course, we do it for different reasons. But it reminds me of a story of a person that I knew who told me that she had spent about $600 on one pair of shoes for her daughter, and she did it through some television shopping type network, and it was okay because she was making installment payments on it. You know what I really wanted to say is, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're paying for shoes on installment for your daughter when maybe what your daughter would like is a gift card to Target so that she can buy some bathroom accessories for her home, or maybe she needs a couple of little small kitchen appliances. It was one of those things where, of course, I didn't have any room to say, and I wasn't asked for my advice on it. I was just shocked because I thought, yeah, those approximately $600 shoes, whatever they were, are going to turn into about $800 by the time she's done paying for this. And by the time she pays off everything else that she's now racked up on some kind of television credit. So remember that when the King of Pentacles shows up, it's basically a good omen for you, because it's saying, hey, you know how to handle your credit, you know how to handle your money. If you need some help, some additional inspiration and or direction, then get yourself some professional help. And certainly before tax time in the United States, make sure that you've got the right CPA and accountant. I advise people not to do their own taxes unless they've got an education in this and they're themselves able to represent each other in front of the IRS, which is usually nil. You usually have to get the right kind of tax attorney to do that. So make sure that you have a professional handling these things for you when the time comes. Week 2, we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is a card that indicates there could be a message from the environment, either from your job or a gift that you were expecting, some other financing to come through, or you thought that your money was going to go a little bit further, and you realize that that's not what the case is. Some people might have been waiting on a promotion at a job and hoping that that would supplement their income, when really I think the universe is saying, if you haven't gotten that job, if you haven't been given that promotion, if that's not working out for you, it's because you're probably doing the wrong thing, i.e. maybe you should be focusing on getting a degree or getting some certifications. I know plenty of brilliant mechanics, and the only thing that they lack is a certification. And why do they need it? Because usually it makes them feel so empowered. They go out and start their own business, their own shop right out of their garage. And then before you know it, they own 3 different service stations in town. So remember that sometimes the universe is showing us where we need to focus by ensuring that we don't get comfortable in a position that is going to be ultimately a dead end and not going to take us into the financial security that we need to have a decent and comfortable life. Okay, there are plenty of people that have got panic on their minds at this time, and they're talking about how they're going to put diapers on babies and how they're going to buy bottles and sterilizers and breast pumps. And I have to say, wait a second. You don't even have any children. Well, there's Libra for you. They're thinking way far ahead. And even if it is 20 years down the line for you to have children and have a family and buy a house and have the whole Norman Rockwell Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, complete with picket fence and somebody, of course, having a tantrum on the floor, then make sure that you're ready for this by making the smart choices now, even in little increments. Let's say that you've got one of those crazy habits of buying coffees at Starbucks, every day before work, and then when you really look at this at the bottom line at the end of the month, you've spent at least $100, if not more, on something you drank and have to go take to the toilet to recycle. So make smart choices and you'll see that it all works out. And again, if you're one of the people that falls into the category that you're not going to get that position that you were looking for, don't think about it in terms of rejection. Think about it, what is the direction that the universe is asking you to look in? The universe, to me, always comes across as a sentient being, able to direct us in ways that we don't always notice unless the environment becomes so uncomfortable that we look at it because there's nowhere else to look. Week 3, we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Again, this could be an indication that there is a financial connotation to your week. There's something going on, and it could be finances related to children. It could be that your children or your nieces, your nephews, your little brothers and sisters, somebody has some need that needs to be met, and maybe the family does pull together like all families should, but there just isn't enough to go around. And then maybe you find out that your employer isn't giving you the free turkey this year, or you're not getting the gift card to Walmart this year, which you actually count on to buy the trimmings or to get a gift for a particular person or even for yourself. So if that's the case, again, do not take it as some element of lack in your life. Look at it and say, hey, cool, okay, since I notice this turkey isn't coming through or this position just is never given to me, it is because the universe is directing me in some way I haven't isolated yet. Then sit down, be still, and think about it. What would the universe, if you picture the universe as being this kind and wise and loving grandmother, or like Mother Earth Gaia, think about it. What is she showing you? She's probably trying to show you that there's a better path for you, that as soon as you get that ball in motion, you're going to feel confident. You're going to feel like you're getting somewhere. Maybe you're the person that needs that certification in your mechanic work. Maybe you're looking for diesel certification because you're already certified in some other type of automobile mechanic work. These kinds of things. Maybe you've always wanted to take some IT classes and you finally have noticed that there's a particular area that you would like to study in. Exactly. The universe is saying, make smart choices even in small increments. Plan for the future, which requires baby steps. You don't have to jump from point A, no degree, to point B, a doctorate in philosophy of some kind. With that said, week 4 talks about the death card energy, which is a very good energy. Let me tell you this, it's a welcome card because the death card indicates that there's a situation that's been somewhat stagnant. If not, the inertia has set in and we've got nothing going on. The death card gives us that element of transformation, gives us that ability to take whatever is going on, even what isn't working, and manipulate it consciously into something that will work. Even if you say, oh my God, Rita, because you don't totally know that my life is such a disaster, everything sucks, look at this, I'm at the bottom of the barrel. And then I have to say, wait a second, there you go, right there, stop. You've got your foundation. You're standing right on that foundation at the very lowest level of the basement in your house. Now we start building from the basement, if you will, as a foundation, and we're going to get these walls set in place. We're going to get the plumbing and the utilities put in, and we're going to start building from the subterranean, but definitely building something very strong here. So embrace the death card. The 5th week, we've got the Devil card, and that is, again, an excellent card. I know you probably don't think of it this way when you see them. Look, death doesn't usually ride a horse wearing armor, okay? So pretty much that's your indication that this is a concept. The devil doesn't usually show up on a stick with a couple of naked people with ropes on, okay? So the death card here is giving the idea to you that, look, the only weakness you have is going to be that which you allow to creep into your life. If you want to say F it and spend every last penny on a bunch of crap and you stuff it under the tree, and at the end of the day, you've had too much eggnog and Christmas Day is a blur again. Well, that would be obviously a negative way to spend the energy of a beautiful day like Christmas. The Devil card is saying that the only thing to worry about is where you might lose your confidence in yourself, where you might slip back on some decisions or resolutions that you've made for yourself for this holiday season and what you're getting to put into motion for the new year 2016. And remember that all of these choices are yours, so nobody's going to come in and make these choices for you, i.e. taking the responsibility off your shoulders or jumping in and manipulating your life so that all of these mistakes are made, like as if you were a marionette puppet. You are the person in control, and that's what the devil says as well. No one is controlling you. There is no temptation strong enough. Nobody can throw a pack of cigarettes at you and make you smoke them. No one can throw a bag of weed at you, and maybe that's a bad example, but nobody can throw this at you and make you do it. Nobody can throw a bottle of tequila at you and make you drink it. Nobody could make you take out all of your credit cards and max them out on bullshit that at the end of the night, it's like a friend of mine used to say about her husband's ex-wife. She spends all her money on plastic crap at Walmart. It's just one of the funniest things I've ever heard, but I totally understood where she was coming from, that this other woman cannot keep $5 in her hand because she'll go to Walmart or eBay and buy a bunch of plastic, or she'll buy a bunch of Native American imitation art and throw it up on the one last square inch of wall left somewhere in a stairwell. So remember that money is energy. As such, you want to spend it, you want to keep it moving, you want to put it in your pocket so that it doesn't burn a hole, but that it builds upon itself. And with that said, you're going to have a fantastic December. None of these cards portend to any difficulties. It's all about recognizing that the universe is getting ready to move you in a direction, Libra, which this is a sneak peek for 2016, but you're going to be very proud of yourself this time next year. You're going to be writing me and sending me pictures of the amazing things that you accomplish, and I'll be looking forward to it. God bless and have a wonderful holiday season.